Welcome, everybody. This is the last day, the last team meeting of July. Super excited to be having the privilege to host this. We got a special treat today. I've arranged to have Don Conciatori, who is all things eXp, lead generation, Revenos, et cetera, to come on today. Because one of the questions that we get from a lot of agents who are frankly not at eXp, I say yet, and they're checking it out, they got their learning hat on, is does eXp give leads?
Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Don. I'm just setting it up. I'm telling them that, you're all things lead generation, eXp Revenos. We get potential agents that are at other companies inquiring at eXp. They're kind of checking it out. They're hearing about the momentum and the growth that we're having. And one of their first questions, how do I get leads and so on. So we've brought in Don, who is the grand poobah of Revenos. That's our lead generation machine. Literally, it's a separate arm of eXp that is just this amazing machine with all these different fingers or streams of lead generation. And we're going to go over all of those today. We're going to record this so that you can also send this to, your real estate buddies and friends that are asking that question. Does eXp give leads? So once we get Don popped right back in, and we will get rocking and rolling. But welcome, everybody. I want to put my view where I can see everybody. I love this.
All right, Don just rejoined.
Okay, Don, we got Coach Bird on here. We got Don Yoakum, Tom Daves, Justin Stoddard, Tara, George. Man, this is awesome. Gina, this is great. It's like old home week. I get to see everybody. Love it. All right. So, hey, give me a hands raised in your screen if you've heard of Revenos. Everybody should have their hand in the screen. Okay. Now, Steve Hillier, which is incognito, Pitt Miller. I see you, Pitt. Yeah. He's like, I don't know what Revenos is. Well, that's not an uncommon kind of thing. Like, Revenos. Yeah, it sounds pretty cool. What is it? Right. And once we get done where we can hear her, she can hear us, we are going to rock and roll. We got a slide presentation and everything, but we still got people coming in, which is exciting. By the way, we'll use this time productively. If you have not committed to going to a build event, you are missing out. Because, people a lot of times say that eXp doesn't have live events. That's totally not true. I was just up in Salem, Oregon. Randy Bird put on an amazing build event up there. It was awesome. Some of the guest speakers were incredible.
It was great. And I think, Dawn, can you hear us?
Can hear you. Can you hear me?
Awesome.
Yes,
we're good now.
Thank you.
The plane has landed. That's awesome. Well, let's jump right into it, Dawn. Okay, because I've already set it up, teed it up. They are just foaming at the mouth to hear about all things Revenos and lead generation. So let's jump into it. I'm going to change my view where I can see you. If you don't have a notepad and pen and do the old method of writing things down, you're missing out, because your brain will retain more information if you are physically writing it down, pen and paper. Okay, just take my word for it. All right, Dawn, go ahead and speak so I can see you on the screen. I got Tom Daves.
I'm here. How are you? And so excited to be with everybody. I know. Yeah, I recognize a lot of the names and faces and haven't seen many of you in a long time. Hope to see you at eXpCon, if not sooner. So very good to be here and excited to be able to talk about Revenos and all the cool things that are going on. It's truly amazing what has happened in almost 4 years, three and a half years still. Right?
Absolutely incredible. We were blessed to pull Dawn out of retirement. She was in retirement twice after she's built huge companies and organizations, and the aspect of relocation and affinity. And we're so blessed to have you, Dawn. So thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to pop on and give us all things Revenos, all things lead generation, eXp, because it's one of the number one questions that we get as from agents that are outside of eXp, kind of kicking around the idea of maybe joining us.
Good. So before we leave today, what are some of the questions you want to make sure answered today before we leave? Because sometimes I go right into a presentation and assume, that I'm answering the questions that you'd like to answer. But I'd really like to know, what are some of the questions you'd like to make sure that before we leave today that I have answered for you?
Well, let's do this. Let's have everybody, if they do have questions, to put it in the chat, because I want to make this very efficient. We are recording this. We're going to use this in the future. So let's dive into all streams of Revenos lead generation. And then we will monitor the chats. And at the end, we will cover some of the questions that people have.
Awesome. Awesome. I just want to make sure that I am covering everything, that anybody has a question that we can make sure to answer it for you. So I do have some slides to go over if you'd like, and really to go over what is happening in Revenos and with eXp. 3.5 years ago when we started, it was just me, and it wasn't even called Revenos. It was basically called Dawn's team. And after about a year and a half, we got a lot of traction. We're doing a lot of business with national and international clients. It kind of wasn't really good when people would say, well, who are you? And they'd say, well, it's Dawn's team. And what happens if Dawn is not there? What happens if Dawn retires again? Right? So we really needed to have something professional. Glenn actually was the one that came up with Revenos. We had tried a number of different names, and they just didn't seem to fit. But Revenos, it seemed to be a perfect fit. And we are known in the industry now as Revenos. We are eXp's referral engine, right? That works. So let's go in, and I'm going to talk to you about the team. 3.5 years ago, it was just me. Leo wasn't even here then. And Leo is now our CEO. Isn't that exciting? Here are the leadership team in Revenos. And we are still so short-staffed. Every time I hire enough people and I think I'm good, it lasts about 6 weeks. We bring in new clients, and they bring in another 1,000 referrals, and then boom, we're out of trouble. We're in trouble again. Here's the rest of the team. These team members are all over the U.S. and all the different time zones, and we speak many different languages, and they do a great job handling referrals, whether it's relocation, REO, affinity, bundle select, institutional investment. And basically, Revenos is our ready, willing, and able referral engine for eXp. Our job is to drive as many referrals into the company for you, not to compete with you. So if you've ever brought in a client, or we're bringing in a new client, one of the questions we always ask them is, hey, are you working with anybody at eXp? Many times they'll say yes, and we'll say, that's great. We don't want to interfere with their relationship with you. In fact, we want to go ahead and, with your permission, can we please grandfather them so that you can continue your relationship with that agent or agents, and they can continue doing business with you as they normally have. Sometimes they'll say yes. A lot of times the clients will say, yes, that's perfect. But a lot of times the reason they're coming to us is because they're not getting consistent service across the organization. And that's what they want. They want consistent service from us. So they do come, and they're looking for that. And some of the really big clients that have come to us, I said, why did you call us? And they said, because we love working with eXp some of the time. But if we could get everybody else to do what some of those agents are doing, it would be fantastic. And we've heard what you guys are doing in Revenos. We want to work with you. And that's how it's happened. So the different organizations now that are under Revenos are Relocation, Affinity, Bundle Select, Institutional Investment Services, Making It Rain, Express Offers, REO, and our Honored Military Rewards. We're going to go into each one of these. Each one of these are a separate referral engine for you. You have to be certified in each one, and remember, they're all free. So this is as of a couple weeks ago, but in 2021 we closed 247 million in gross sales volume. 2022 was 633 million. Last year was 1.1 billion in closed sales volume. So we're kind of like a state, one of our states in eXp. We're really doing a great job. And in 2024, we were already at 686 million. And we weren't even, that was beginning of June, not even halfway through the year. So we're going to exceed what we did in 2023, which we've done every single year.
Hey, Dawn, one thing on that real quick is, if you go back one slide, what's really impressive about that is the increased, step up in growth. That's during a down market and increased interest rates. That's last year was a tight market for many realtors, and beginning of 2024, and we're still growing like gangbusters on the closings of referrals and leads and so on. Pretty impressive.
Right. And thanks, Matthew. And I have to say, the reason is there's two reasons. Number one, we've got a great team at Revenos, but the biggest reason is because we have you, our agents, that are doing an outstanding job. We can't do this alone. I look at it, we're the conduit. We grease the skids back and forth between the corporate client and the agent, the boots on the ground in the street that are doing the outstanding job. There's 1,000 agents in every market. Every state. There's 1,000 agents at least waiting for us to fail. We're not going to. Our agents are going to deliver and out-deliver and outperform our competition. That's the reason we've continued to grow and we've continued to stay on top of the industry. And just while I'm sharing this with you, is that eXp Relocation has won 3 awards this year. We made it, for those of you that have ever worked with heirs, there was a long time that heirs preferred not to work with eXp. We were not the favorite going back about 4 years ago. They had a situation with an agent who's no longer with us that was very unfavorable. And they had really taken us off their list. So if you had an heirs executive coming through, they would have fought tooth and nail to not give you that business. And we worked on that and worked on it and worked on it. Cindy Nixon has spent hours. We've had our legal team, technology team, our leadership team working with theirs to show them how we can absolutely delight them, outperform our competition. And you know that we had the highest score for broker performance, that we are now in the heirs network, and we're thrilled. And we're being acknowledged for that in a big way. I can't go into it yet, but it's very exciting. And we did receive 2 other awards. One is from Sterling Lexicon, a global award, and then another award from another relocation management company. So 3.5 years ago, we were not on the map in corporate relo, and now we're one of the top 3, if not the top service provider in relocation in the United States and Canada. Yeah, kudos to our agents for that. So let's talk about where the business is coming from right now. And this is actually almost every single year. When I first started in real estate, the interest rates were 17%. Imagine that. Some of you may not have even been born yet, but they really were 17%. I was a new agent, had no idea that was high a lot. My first house I sold was $110,000, 17% mortgage. Good grief. And we were happy to do that. Today, as you know, the interest rates are a lot less, but still a lot of agents think they're so high. And to me, it's just the normal paradigm shift that happens in the industry. Either it's a strong relocation year, and that means that it's a healthy year, or it's a strong REO year, or it's in a transition time, which I think we're in right now. But let's talk about the moves, where the business is coming from. Really, corporate relocation is only 20% of the population that moves every year. It's about 8.9% of the population moves every year, and that's between 27 and 28 million. Out of that, only 20% of that is corporate relo. There's another 17.5 million moves every single year that I call under affinity. It's the people that move, they find housing, and families that move on their own. They're not moving because of a job. Then there's another 15% of military and other that move. And I would put military and REO together. So really, relocation is a very small piece of the pie. If you have teams, that's great that they want to focus on relocation, but that's a really small piece of the pie. And then it's dependent on how much of that business comes into your local market or that market that agent is in. Whereas the affinity business, that's where most of the business exists. That's where we need to focus on. And so we have focused on that and grown the affinity piece of business. 2 years ago, we didn't have any affinity business. It was all relocation. And we've grown it now like crazy. So that the affinity clients are our biggest clients, because there's so much more business in affinity than there is in relocation. Let's talk about the different types of business so that you're really clear on them, because they all have different requirements to participate in. Corporate relocation. And I'm going to go into these in just a minute in great detail. Affinity, bundle select, that's a new thing that we just started. And interestingly enough, Matthew Stewart, can I go ahead and talk about that, Matthew? Actually brought bundle select to the table. But as a client, bundle select was a client that was giving us a lot of business. And I'll go into that in a little bit. We were so happy with them and loved the leads that we actually did an acquisition with them. Honors Military Rewards, which we're working on right now to redo the website that was done a year ago. It just didn't meet what our needs are, and so we shelved it, and that's being re-energized, and we'll be back on the shelf very soon. Making It Rain, that's where we create the digital ads. Institutional Investment Services, our new division. that have done over 6,000 BPOs in the last 6 months or so. Express offers, which is totally being changed, and I love what they're doing with it. They're really doing a great job. Terrence Clark, and then REO, which is real estate owned, which are foreclosures. And by the way, there's so little of that business because there's too much equity in properties today. But let's go over it in detail. The key different business units: relocation. That's when the corporation's paying for the employee to move. If you are not relocation certified and your next door neighbor is a top CEO of an organization, he's being transferred. Maybe not the top, maybe it's the next person down, a VP. They're being transferred and they want to work with you. Their HR department, the first thing they're going to say, and the relocation management company that they've hired that hires us, they're going to say, well, are you, is that agent certified? So they're going to ask, is Tom certified? And we're going to say, yes, hopefully. But if they're not, we can't lie, but we can say he's almost completed it. He's in the process. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to certify you that night. You're going to be on the phone with us. We need to make sure you understand how it works. But we want to make sure that if an opportunity comes your way, or anybody on your downline, or anybody in your team, if they're certified, when that opportunity comes, which only 20% of the time it may, we want you to capture that business. And we're going to walk you through it and make sure it works well. So we have relationships with all the top relocation management companies. Know that the corporations generally do not come directly to eXp or any other brokerage. That's very unusual. In relocation, they hire relocation management companies. Those relocation management companies administer the corporation's relocation policy. Then the RMCs, the relocation management companies, come to brokerages like eXp. They love us because we can offer one point of contact for them in the United States and Canada versus our competition, who they maybe have to go to 50 different companies, individually owned and operated franchisees, in order to handle business across the US. So we have very close relationships with every single relocation management company. They know us. We celebrate birthdays together. You know, on the holidays, we're sending notes back and forth, and it's all a relationship business in relocation. Only certified agents can take advantage of the opportunities, so please get certified. Now, you can take our normal certification, which is 4 modules. They're free. They're given. We offer them about every 8 to 12 weeks. We go through the series. There's 4 courses, 3 hours each. However, if you go to eXpCon and you take it there, we have fast track relocation. It's only 3 hours. Now, if you think I talk fast now, you should hear Cindy Nixon and I at eXpCon. But we do honor eXpCon certification. So if you do take it there, that's great. And if you have any new agents you're bringing in, or agents that are in a slump or looking for something, we want to make sure they're really, really engaged with eXp. This is a good way to do it. Encourage them to come to eXpCon. Okay, so relocation is 4 classes or fast track at eXpCon. Let's talk about eXp REO. That's where we're going to assign you to manage and list bank-owned properties or hedge fund properties. We have industrial relations with many banks. However, Fannie, Freddie, HUD, VRM, ShellPoint, a number of the other banks like to go directly to agents. They like their REO agent network. Quite frankly, I was one of them. I moved 5,000 REOs in the state of Florida in 3.5 years. I was the broker of record for Carrington. So I get it. In fact, I love REOs, and I'm writing a book right now. It's Tales of the Crib. If any of you have great REO stories that you would like to share, I'd love to give you a little section in the book with your great stories, because with eXp, we've got some great stories. But we build those industry relationships with the top banks and hedge funds. Only certified agents can handle the business, and they come to us looking for certified agents. Again, the training was over 20 hours. It is now down to 12 hours for REO certification, or if you go to eXp REO Fast Track at eXpCon, it is 3 hours. And we cover the top stuff. And after that, we actually give some, ancillary services and training after that to make sure that agents understand fully what the requirements are. By the way, let me just go back 1 minute to relocation. Be aware that if you get a relocation listing, the reason that relocation exists and the relocation management companies exist because do you know that a relocation listing, when that CEO is being transferred and his house, we had like I think it was a $4.3 million listing. It might have been in Morro Bay. Does that make sense in California? It was a high net worth listing, and it was a high executive. We have to do a BMA, a broker's market analysis. It's just like a BPO. It's on the ERC, Global Mobility Form. It's an industry standard form. The reason is because it's governed, the relocation move is governed by the IRS 11-step guidelines. If we as the brokerage and the relocation management company and the employer does not follow the IRS 11-step guidelines, that employee the next year on his taxes, the relocation benefits that they receive, for example, if they cover the agent's commission, if they cover the moving and the household goods, the other things that they cover, they can be subject to a nice tax reduction or deduction. If we don't follow those IRS 11-step guidelines, that employee the following year could be taxed at the full rate for the cost of the move. A typical relocation move in the U.S. can easily hit $100,000 for one move. An international move can easily hit $1 million out of the gate. And what do I mean by that? Before they've even hit the host country that they're going to, it can cost $1 million. They're taking care of their property here in the States. They're putting all their furniture on containers to be shipped around the world. They're providing short-term rentals. They're providing long-term rentals. They're paying for a car to be shipped to Singapore. There's a lot of things that have to happen. So the costs are very expensive, and we must follow those IRS guidelines. Otherwise, that employee is going to have to pay tax on that money that helped him move, his company that is paying for it.
Not good. So, Don, I just want to let you know we got 20 minutes to get in all the stuff. So I want to make sure we get it all in. Just giving you a little time check there.
Okay. Thank you, Matthew.
You betcha.
Okay, let's talk about affinity business. Affinity business is everybody else that moves outside of corporate relo. This is the Zillow, the Rocket, Realtor.com, Orchard, JBH Holding, all the other companies that have people move outside of corporate relocation. These are the leads we're getting from Chase and PennyMac and Home Story. And so you still have to be certified. There's one class of 3 hours. Again, we offer that at eXpCon also. And many times, in fact, if you come to eXpCon, we have many of our clients that will be there in person to help train. So, and we also have them come to our regular classes. So affinity is the largest piece of the pie that's available out there to drive to your agents. And it's something you definitely want to be certified in to handle that business. Institutional investment services. How many of you have been participating with Mark Woodling and his team? Any of you have done BPOs yet for them? Because we've done a lot of BPOs lately, and the listings are just starting to roll in now. In fact, as Veronica Figueroa said, I was on a call with her and her team, and they had a couple hundred listings that have just come in. So it was exciting. So basically, we have gone out to, listen, the companies that own those large rental pools, right? The hedge funds, those companies, they were in acquisition mode for the last 5 to 7 years. Well, it may not make sense to hold all those. And some of those companies are now starting to go into disposition mode. What does that mean? They're going to sell. Who is better qualified and ready to sell these properties, these listings for these hedge funds than eXp agents? So we've gone directly to these hedge funds. We're working with them, and they've never worked with brokerages before on a large scale. So it's something new. A lot of them are learning. But we've done a great job. Mark and his team has done a great job with it. And ultimately, the whole reason we do this is to drive the referrals to you. So it's a lot of fun, and we love it. Honor Military's Rewards. This is offering a bundle select program. We actually save them 20% or more when they buy or sell through the military program. You'll hear more about that coming out in the very near future. Express offers. Oh, this is getting really exciting. If you've done it in the past, the software was great at the time when we built it, but it became inundated, a little old. It was slow, and we're changing that in a big way. Terrence Clark is leading that, and it's really exciting. We are changing the software. We're actually connecting international buyers, institutional buyers, with your sellers to offer cash offers on their properties, not in 5 days, not in 10 days, but wouldn't it be amazing if we could do it in minutes? That's what our goal is, and that's what we're working towards. So we're really excited about that. Express offers, that training is online. You can take it on demand at your leisure. There are 4 modules on that. Very easy and, again, free. Making it rain. This is where you actually pay up front. So instead of paying a referral fee when we send you the leads, the agents have the opportunity to go ahead and pay up front. And we create digital marketing ads for agents of all levels so that they can build a database of leads, and they handle those leads themselves, and they do not owe a referral fee at the end. They're paying anywhere from $250 a month up to $1,200 a month. Some agents do it. You can do it for 1 month. There are many agents that do this every month. That's just they're built into their business model instead of paying other companies for web leads that could be of very low quality. They're using Making It Rain for it. I think Making It Rain is great for agents that are in a slump or new agents that don't know where to start. I think it helps them get some activity going. So why are we here? To me, it's all about leverage. We talked about affinity again. It's employees that are not moving because of their job. Again, relo is when the company's paying for it. Affinity is when the company is not paying for their move. They're moving on their own, just so that you know that. And that's about 17.5 million people are moving in the affinity space. What does affinity business do? It leverages your sphere of influence. And how does it do that? Through Bundle Select, which is our new one of our new companies, we offer free human resource benefits to corporations and membership organizations. Do you know we already have over 110 companies that have signed up since we did the acquisition? We have about 9 million employees now that are under this. We have Visa, Adobe, Progressive, Beneplace, Perks at Work. There are a number of companies now that are under Bundle Select. And so it's really exciting how this works.
And even Indiana University.
University,
you
Alabama. Alabama University.
Alabama University. So it's not just, this is such a huge opportunity that people don't realize. So let me give you guys an example. So you got a husband and wife that have a big 2-story, 4,500 square feet. They had 3 kids. Now the kids are grown and gone. It's just the 2 of them in this big house. They're wanting to downsize now. They happen to work for this company. The company has been signed up through Bundle Select and eXp. It's a button on their, resources as an employee that they can get money and credit back at closing. I don't know if I can use credit, but anyway, they get money back. What's the word?
Reward.
They get rewarded at closing, right? And for doing something they were already going to do, but they do it through their company. It doesn't cost their company any money. So it's, companies are not going, well, we got to really think about it. No, it's like the company gets to deliver more value to their employees. So they look like a hero, and it has to go through eXp. And if you're the one that arranged it, then you're the exclusive contact. We have John Pasilio that actually got Indiana University. So all the sales that go through Indiana University go through John first, and he can say yay or nay if he's going to take the business or if he wants to take a referral and so on. So it's another reoccurring income stream as well if he doesn't want to do the physical sales himself. Correct, Don?
That's correct. In fact, if you mention that, I'll go ahead and actually just share that screen with you, just to show them. And that's what we do. Have you ever thought of having a corporation or organization promote you to their employees or members? You pay a lot of money to market yourselves for your marketing programs. You're paying for your, if you sell a house in a local area, you're farming. To me, Bundle Select is farming of the future. And let me go ahead and actually show that to you. So you can go ahead and see an example of what it looks like. And this, to me, just answers it all in just a few short minutes. And this is it. This is what it looks like. So this is a live site. for this university, and it could be a police department, fire department, school districts, hospitals, unions, credit unions, banks, mortgage companies, car dealerships, doctors' offices,
churches.
You name it. Churches, we've got a lot of churches, but this is the program, and this is what the employees actually see. It actually promotes the company. It actually promotes the agent if they want the agent information there. It's being promoted. So to every staff member, this organization is promoting John to all their employees for nothing. John didn't pay anything for this. He did join Bundle Select, which is $1,000 for all the tools and all the websites that we create for them. One transaction pays for 5 or 10 years of being a Bundle Select subscriber. And here's what it is. We offer 20% or more in fees when they buy or sell a home. There are what we call our sliders here that go up to $10 million on a property to show what somebody would be saving. Let's say, hey, Tom Davies, in your market, what would a typical house go for if they're going to buy?
650, probably around 650,000. Okay,
so I'm going to go to 650 right there. And Tom, what would the mortgage, the loan amount be?
300.
300?
Yep.
Okay. So that is going to be, they're going to get back $6,250 in all the states where it's legal. If they're going to buy and sell, let's say they were selling their house at 650. Let's say they're going to buy, if they were selling the house at 650, what would an upsize, if they're upsizing, Tom, what would the sale price of the house they're buying at?
800, right.
800. Yep. Okay, we did 8. And the mortgage amount might be 500.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty good.
We did that. And they're going to be getting back $12,250.
Wow.
Success Lending is offering 1,000 bips, 100 bips per $100,000 mortgage, which means for each $100,000 mortgage, the buyer is getting back $1,000 credit or discounts. Could be towards points, could be towards closing costs, whatever they would like to do with it. And so basically it's tremendous. If you want to see how it is worked out on the buy side from the Real Estate Commission. So instead of you paying a 40 to 50% referral fee and all the other referrals that are out there in the world, right? Bundle Select, you're paying a 20% referral fee if you are a 25% referral fee, if you are the agent that generates the account. 20% goes to the buyer seller, 5% goes to revenues. And it shows you where the $12,250 comes from. And in Bundle Select, there's 20% or more that goes to the buyer seller at close. They are guaranteed top-rated realtors, lenders, and title professionals. We actually want you to use the title professionals that you know in your local market you're comfortable with when you have a choice. There's a priority 800 number that we provide. It's actually an 855 number. There are no more 800 numbers. Dedicated concierge service. We actually treat Bundle Select movers, employees, or members as a VIP. It's just like we're doing corporate relocation. It's actually the same team of people that are moving them, and they're actually offering similar services. We have discounts on moving services, the personalized real services. There's complimentary real estate financing pre-approvals, educational webinars and group webinars, whether they're one-on-one or educational. So let's say at Indiana University, there might be a lot of first-time home buyers. We can go ahead and John can offer a first-time homebuyer seminar to them, and it's free. So it's pretty cool how it works. So let's go back, and we're going to go back to our Bundle Select program, and I'd like to go ahead and open it up to questions in terms of what we would like to do. So go ahead.
I've had him put them in the chat, so I'll kind of go through them here, Don, and we'll just rapid fire here. So
yes,
Don Yoakum asked, how does one get in line for the Revenos leads? That was an early on question.
Great question. The subscribers are the first ones in line for the leads. So if you're a subscriber in California and a subscriber in New York has a lead from the company that they brought in your market, and that agent who generated the account, of course, doesn't live there, we're going to go to the subscribers first and Bundle Select first. If there's no Bundle Select subscriber, we're going to do a Bundle Select certified agent. If there's no Bundle Select certified agent, we're going to a relocation or affinity certified agent.
Okay.
So being certified in those, any one of those, helps you be in a position to capture more leads.
So a couple things, really important to go to eXpCon. I know a lot of times, times are a little tight. Everybody's kind of looking at their dollars and pennies and whatever. But the reality is getting in the right rooms and going to these functions is absolutely vital for staying ahead in this transitionatory market and getting these opportunities. The other thing is, I'd mentioned in the chat, Progressive. Progressive's a national company. There was one individual that got that account, and they're the smiling face on the website. And you're right. So they're out in Midwest, but Progressive has an employee in California. They're going to be able to get that referral type. It's almost like a residual reoccurring type income, because they're not going to service the people in, so Matt Eisenberg, right? That was huge. That's Progressive with Flow. That's a national, that is a big deal. That's an added income stream for Matt that is just awesome. Yeah. So it's a huge opportunity. All right. So what are the top opportunities within Revenos? Because I know we have so many different streams of lead opportunities.
Sure. So the top ones are for investor-centric agents would be institutional investment services, but you have to have experience working with investors. That is a key thing to qualify for Mark's lead. Affinity business. Home Story, Rocket, JBH Holdings, and there are a number of other affinity clients where we're bringing in right now some BILT, B-I-L-T. They're going to be at eXpCon. We've got some new clients coming in right now that we're really excited to go ahead and announce at eXpCon. But they're bringing in like 1,000 clients. So many of our clients right now are giving us well over 1,000 leads a month. So last month, I think we had 3,800 leads. A month before was 5,500. We're somewhere between 4,000 to 5,000 a month.
5,000 leads a month.
Every month.
When people ask, does eXp give leads? Yeah, boy, howdy. If you get involved, if you don't be a secret agent and go to go get certified and get involved, you guys sometimes are just like begging to give out leads. You're like looking for agents to give these leads out.
Right. Coach Randy asked, what companies can participate? Is it any company or size or government? Randy, it's anybody. If they have one employee, it works. Do you know that we have somebody down in Miami who actually is a plumbing? He wanted to actually put Bundle Select on the side of his trucks. We said, no, that's not how we're marketing this program. But it was a great idea. But if he wanted to offer it to his customer base, he was welcome to. And so he has a little marketing piece that he can go ahead and offer them and tie them to his website. So they can have one employee to tens of thousands to 100,000 employees. It doesn't matter. We can handle them all.
Let me clarify something, because this is a new little wrinkle, if I heard you right. So you got an independent, let's say, keysmith guy. He's got a business, doesn't even have an employee. He's the only employee of his business, but he's got a database. He's been doing it 20 years of customers. Can he select to his customer database?
Yes. If it's what we don't want is, we're not advertising this on LinkedIn. We're not going out with this public like this, because listen, we're a couple years ahead of our competition. They're not doing this, even though they're trying, because they've been studying us. So yes, they can go ahead. For example, Oklahoma University could offer to their staff, their students, their alumni, their fraternity and sororities. Wow. It really doesn't matter. A hospital can offer it to their staff. And we have somebody that just said they're really happy with it. Can they offer this to their customer base? We said, absolutely. There's a national restaurant chain. Their employees don't go on websites, but they do have break rooms. So we have actually created large poster boards with QR codes that's got Bundle Select on it and all the services it offers to them. And it's posted in every one of their break rooms across the United States for their restaurants. So we're building marketing materials to support the opportunities for you.
All right. So Tanya, my new buddy from Canada, living in LA, she's awesome. She said, where can you sign up if you want to get started? Can you add the link in the chat? I don't know if that's easy to do. Maybe it's already done by Coach Randy here.
It's already done.
Okay, cool. Okay, and then are the certificates offered through Workplace, which is our intra-office, communication like a Facebook?
Right. So you have to take right now our relocation, REO, and the other certifications, except for express offers, that is on demand. Everything else is in person. And one of the reasons is because that's what the clients want. They're really impressed when we say, no, we're going to have 500 agents show up at our REO training next week. Would you like to come and join us? And we Zoom them in, and they are totally impressed. Every client we brought in, just like this on a Zoom call, in front of our agents, signs up. Yeah. And so there's a lot of power in being able to see you, hear you, and be able to see that we're able to bring in such a large group across the United States, including Canada and the other countries. We've already worked with corporate relo in 6 other countries. So be aware that the power of eXp is real, and they love getting together and seeing each one of you. And there will be a lot of clients at eXpCon, so be ready.
So here's what Dawn, it's just you and I here. We're just, all right, connecting. Okay. We got, we're a couple months away from eXpCon. I know you got your ear to the railroad tracks there. You know what's coming on before we do. Give us some teasers of some things that are going to be maybe released or announced, or relationships, or it's just you and me. You can share it with me.
Just you and I. Yeah. So I have signed a lot of NDAs.
Oh, okay. Well, don't get yourself in trouble, because we are recording.
I won't get myself in trouble. But I can tell you that we have some huge clients coming online for referrals, giving us their business, which is huge. And the biggest challenge for that is that in the beginning, when we're rolling it out, we just have to be so ever vigilant that we're doing a perfect job for them. And that's really important that we do that. But you won't be disappointed when you're coming. Those clients will be at our relocation, at our affinity training, at our institutional investment services training. I mean, how often are you as an agent able to get next to, one of the institutional clients that, is giving out, 6,000 BPOs.
It's amazing.
And possible listings. So those are really exciting things for us to be able to share with you. And as soon as we do have them out, we do communicate in workplace chat. So workplace chat for institutional investment services, workplace chat, Relo Affinity Ops Workplace Group, workplace chat, REO Mastermind. And I can give those all to you, Matthew, so you have them. Those are really important for you to know about. In fact, I can go ahead and give you the QR codes right now, so you can.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Okay. Let me go ahead and
do that. I know you
go ahead and open those up for you.
Little screen there.
So you can have those. So Level Select is really exciting. It is something to me that helps our agents go ahead and increase their market share, because we're bundling the lender, the realtor, and the title. And there's a whole certification here. You would be the agent that generates the account. I think if you have a downline, you have a large team or even small teams, we will come and present to you on a more personal level so they can answer questions. And I can guarantee you that there will be many of them that will come on. It's only 7 steps to sign up. And by the way, here are all the
you have them all together in one spot. Yeah, there we go. That's what we're looking for.
So these are all the workplace chat groups. Every workplace group has a pinned post. Read the pinned post. It gives you all the information there, all the links to click through. And it's pretty cool. I have to tell you, we have the highest standards, and we demand the highest standards for the Revenos team. Their job is to drive as many referrals to you as possible. And if there's a problem in the agent, let's say the agent's newer, not as experienced, or they just are really busy and not maybe paying attention, our job is to make sure that you look so good in front of that client that they're going to want to come back to you directly the next time. Because if we drive the lead to you, the referral fee is going to be 10% on top of the client's referral fee. But if that client next time comes back and asks for Tanya directly, our referral fee is 5%. So our job is to make you to look so good that they're going to want to say, yes, Dawn, here's a referral, but we want you to give it to Tanya because she did such a great job last time. And then she's only paying 5% referral fee instead of 10. No other company offers anything like this.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I want to respect everybody's time, especially Don's. I know it took a lot for you to move things around and join us today. I really, really appreciate and honored, Don, that you spent time with us. It's always great to connect with you. I try to get you every quarter if we can, because there's just so much going on and so many new clients you're bringing on. But, you know, if you got one thing out of this, I mean, you got many, but really, if you're not signed up for eXpCon, that's the quickest way to get certified on all the stuff. You get to see the investors and the clients right there face to face and build relationships. These are the type of rooms that you really want to make an effort to get into. You know, you're not going to really do much staying at home, working in your business. There's times we have to get away from working in our business and work on our business. And so, you know, it's not too late to get your tickets and get your flights and rooms. And you know, and if times are tight, you know, there's other people looking for roomies that can share a room and all that stuff. So,
yes.
All right. But Don, thank you so much.
Thank you all.
How should people best reach out to you and your team would it be workplace and just kind of a chat?
Yeah. Please, workplace or myself, please call me directly and I'll get back to you. I'm averaging about 1,000 referrals. Well, that's true. Averaging like, you know, 3,500 to 5,000 referrals a month. But averaging over 1,000 emails every few days, and I can't keep up with it. So if you really have something important, call me or go into workplace chat. I empty those out every day. In fact, I've had over 9 calls since we've been talking.
Shouldn't give your cell phone out. You're too busy. Workplace chat, everybody.
Everybody knows it. All the clients from 10 years ago know my cell phone, and that's part of the reason they can reach us. So thank you, everybody. I really appreciate you all. If you have any opportunities, you know people that are decision makers at companies, please call me. Let's strategize on what we can do to help bring that company in so that you can get paid a referral on every piece of business from that company. Drives. Okay?
All right.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, guys. Have an amazing rest of your Wednesday. Go make it happen.
Yes.
Thank you, Dawn. Thanks,
Love you all. Thanks, guys. Take care. Pleasure to be here with you again.
Bye-bye.
Bye.